Hey guys, welcome to my Slice Info. In the previous slides, we talked about Ray Dalio, an American billionaire hedge fund manager. We brought to light his earlier thoughts on Bitcoin and how wrong he was. In today's slides, we're going to look at his recent post on Bitcoin, which shows his doubts about his earlier thoughts. Keep watching. Owing to recent surge in the price of Bitcoin and more investment, Ray Dalio in a recent post on Twitter showed doubts about his earlier stance on Bitcoins. Ray Dalio admits he may be wrong about Bitcoin, but still concerned of government's stand. Billionaire hedge fund manager Ray Dalio has admitted that he may be wrong about Bitcoin after stating that governments will ban the cryptocurrency if it becomes material. Dalio founded Bridgewater Associates. His hedge fund is the largest in the world. Ray Dalio opened to learning about Bitcoin. Bridgewater Associates founder Ray Dalio has admitted that he may be wrong about Bitcoin after stating last week that he did not think cryptocurrencies will succeed in the way people hoped they would. He further said that governments will outlaw Bitcoin if it becomes material. Dalio is an American billionaire hedge fund manager who founded Bridgewater Associates and has served as its co-chief investment officer since 1985. His hedge fund is the largest in the world, with about $140 billion in assets under management. Dalio has been called the Steve Jobs of investing by AICIO magazine and Wired magazine. He was also named one of the 100 most influential people by Time magazine. As the price of Bitcoin soared, surging about 55% over the past 30 days, Dalio tweeted on Tuesday, "I might be missing something about Bitcoin, so I'd love to be corrected. My problems with Bitcoin being an effective currency are simple." He began to highlight his concerns in a series of tweets. Firstly, he claimed Bitcoin is not very good as a medium of exchange because you cannot buy much with it. I presume that's because it's too volatile for most merchants to use, but correct me if I'm wrong. My problems with Bitcoin being an effective currency are simple. He began to highlight his concerns in a series of tweets. Firstly, he claimed Bitcoin is not very good as a medium of exchange because you cannot buy much with it. I presume that's because it's too volatile for most merchants to use, but correct me if I'm wrong. Secondly, he asserted it's not very good as a storehold of wealth because its volatility is great and has little correlation with the prices of what I need to buy, so owning it doesn't protect my buying power. Next, he reiterated the risks of governments banning Bitcoin that he outlined in an interview with Yahoo Finance last week. Dalio said that if Bitcoin becomes material, governments won't allow it. He emphasized they'll outlaw it and they'll use whatever teeth they have to enforce that. They would say, you can't transact a Bitcoin, you can't have a Bitcoin. The billionaire fund manager similarly tweeted Tuesday. If it becomes successful enough to compete and be threatening enough to currencies that governments control, the government would outlaw it and make it too dangerous to use. The Bridgewater Associates founder further argued that, unlike gold, which is the third highest reserve asset that central banks own, I can't imagine central banks, big institutional investors, businesses, or multinational companies using it. Dalio ended his series of tweets with, "If I'm wrong about these things, I would love to be corrected. Thank you." First, let's look at volatility. Granted, Bitcoin is volatile. I don't find this a strong argument enough, especially when we look at the potential of Bitcoin. Ray Dalio, interestingly, is not thinking long term. When it comes to Bitcoin, a revolution that is still being shaped and won't be volatile forever. Secondly, merchants do accept Bitcoins as a means of payment in many parts of the world. Maybe not on a grand scale, but yet we know it will get there. Thirdly, Ray Dalio talks about governments ban on Bitcoin. This isn't something new. Bitcoin had already been banned in many countries, and then those bans were lifted recently, like the case of Iran, where Bitcoin is now accepted as a means of payment for international trade. India had also banned Bitcoin, but not anymore. Venezuela recently changed regulation to accept Bitcoin on exchanges to trade along the Petro, which is government-owned crypto. What does this all mean? Bitcoin is beyond government control. Even if it is, government do know the greatness in Bitcoin and how fighting it won't stop it nor kill it. And like they say, whatever you fight is strengthened, and whatever you resist persist. Thank you for watching, guys, and if you are new on this platform, don't forget to leave a mark behind. See you again in my next lives. Bye-bye.